Josh Giamaro, well, he was in a place that I don't think a lot of people expected him to be. What am I referring to? Here you go. This from That Park Place. Josh Giamaro makes bizarre appearance at Netflix Upfronts. Is he the next Disney CEO? Wow. May 21st, 2025, Marvin Montanaro. Culture. You sound like you have something to say there.
No, just this is bizarre. I don't think this has ever happened before. Of course, we've seen them at different financial and tech conferences and things like that. One of the places they try to shine because again, Iger's trying to pretend that Disney's a tech company. It is definitely not. Just look at how they have cobbled together any of their ride systems, along with their ticketing systems, along with their reservation systems. It's all been a hot mess since go.com, but we'll set all that aside and just pretend that he's supposed to be there. But when he's here, this makes no sense. Now, I know Netflix has a relationship with Disney in order to get the pipeline of films and other things to and fro, but why would he be there?
That's the thing. Let's go ahead and set this up for our audience who might not be in the know about what this all actually is. The clearest sign yet that the future Disney CEO could be Josh Giamaro didn't come from a boardroom or an earnings call, but from an after party of one of the biggest rivals. During Netflix's 2025 upfront presentation, industry insiders spotted an unexpected figure walking the halls. Josh Giamaro, chairman of Disney Experiences and future Disney CEO, hopeful. As Bloomberg reported, Giamaro's presence surprised even senior Netflix executives who had no idea why Disney's theme park chief would show up to a competitor's pitch event. Let's go ahead and set this up here. Culture, could you walk us through what upfronts actually are and why it's so bizarre that an experiences or parks guy like Josh Giamaro be there in the first place?
Yeah, upfronts are the unique opportunity for a linear network, a cable network, or even a streamer these days to present what they have to show off as far as shows, films, et cetera, so that an advertiser can line up their advertising for what they think will fit. It's the first point of contact when it comes to selling these shows to individual advertisers, and it gives them kind of an idea of what they can pick, what kind of package they can pick, et cetera, to make those advertisement dollars go as far as they can with the audience they're looking for.
Right. This is why it's so bizarre. Why is the Bucks guy in this space at all? Some have speculated that Giamaro was there because Disney is a major ad buyer for its parks, cruise line, and merchandise divisions. But this doesn't hold up under scrutiny. In a company like Disney, media buying is handled by senior VPs in marketing and external agencies. Giamaro might sign off on top-level budgets, but he wouldn't personally scout ad inventory or attend an event like this for tactical buying purposes. So what's he doing there? I think, to me, the first scenario right here, I think it's the most likely one. I'll go ahead and turn it over to you, Jonas, because I really want to hear your opinion on this. I'm looking at this and I'm going, a parks guy being involved in this manner, in this way, scouting out the upfronts for their main competitor in the streaming space. I mean, this guy's the next CEO already, isn't he?
I would think so. Josh Giamaro, I think, lives in this space better than Dana Walden walks in the park space. I would also say that a lot of Dana Walden's forays into the business sector have looked a little strange. There was an interview with Jim Cramer of CNBC, who gave her every softball question that he could give her, almost to the point he was asking her, "Oh, Disney is great, don't you agree?" That kind of thing. "Oh, Disney turned around in the stock, and it looks like it's going to be going like this forever." It was a few days. That kind of weird stuff here. But Giamaro showing up at the upfronts where Disney, who is one of the largest ad buyers in the world, that's probably a good place for him to be. It's good to get some Hollywood connections there for Josh Giamaro. I wonder, though, how he would do in the creative space. Bob Iger has made this position look like it's the most important creative position within the company, which I think is a huge mistake. He's supposed to be the head of a conglomerate. Brian Roberts. Robbins was the Paramount guy. Brian Roberts from Comcast has made it very clear that he's not the NBC Universal chief. He is the Comcast chief. Yes. But Bob Iger's ego and his statements that, I watch every movie 5 times to make sure it's perfect. Those are the things that I think Bob Iger has shot himself in the foot here by trying to make himself into a creative executive as opposed to a guy who runs a multi-hyphenate conglomerate culture.
I have to push back on that. He is very creative. After all, he's a weatherman.
Well, so I look at something like this. Do you think it might be possible that Bob Iger might be, I don't know, righting the wrongs, let's say, when it came to the Chapek era? And Chapek, as soon as he was thrust into the role, a lot of people criticized the pick because he wasn't associated with entertainment previously in any capacity. And it's like, okay, we're not going to make that mistake again. I may want this guy for any number of reasons to be my guy, and especially pitch him to this, what is it, the succession committee right here, headed by James Gorman, if I'm not mistaken. And it's like, okay, well, the way to do that, or to ensure a sense of confidence in this guy, especially with the entertainment division, like you said, Jonas, this division that is the most important in the company, maybe it's to associate him with, making the appearances in this way, having high profile events. We saw him at the Oscars, alongside, not only Bob Iger, but also to Alan Bergman and Dana Walden. So, and he made an appearance at South by Southwest recently. He was at the Moffat-Nathanson conference recently. Culture, does that hold any water, do you think?
Oh no, it almost guarantees it. I think it's a virtual certainty. And look, there's a strong history of this. Parks chief becomes CEO is not a new thing. It used to be the pathway there. Every single positive sign points towards the ultimate creative being the position that aggressively quaffs, because you can't say the other word I want to say, to become the next executive of the company. So I have a feeling that there's no doubt this guy's headed that way. And look, I mean, all you have to do is look at Chapek. They forced the bean counter to go through the Parks division, and there he ended up. So it's an interesting pathway. Look, there are no more capital cities to buy, so you can't get any more weathermen to become your CEO. So this is the future. This is the future.
Let's explore some other opinions here from Marvin, because I'm just morbidly curious. Signaling openness to licensing partnerships, there's speculation that Disney may begin licensing more of its back catalog to rivals like Netflix in a bid to stabilize revenue. Now, that'd be nice. While these decisions typically fall under Dana Walden or Alan Bergman, D'Amaro may be trying to build relationships outside his silo in preparation for a broader corporate role, or in the event he needs allies as CEO. Interesting. Soaking up the PR glow, coming off positive earnings and the announcement of a new theme park project in Abu Dhabi, D'Amaro may have simply wanted to bask in the limelight at a high-profile industry event. But if this was a solo act, it may raise eyebrows inside Disney, where such moves are normally tightly choreographed. Interesting. I think the article from Bloomberg actually says right here that, he might be basking in the glow of successful announcement of a new theme park, as well as strong corporate earnings. Entirely possible. Guys, do those hold any water? Or maybe that's part of the reason why he was there?
Maybe it is. Maybe this is him getting out there and trying to say, no, I can be the dad. See, watch me be the dad.
Yeah, Iger had already pointed out that he didn't want any kind of overt competition like that. But again, I would say the reins are clearly in somebody else's hands. Jonas, who do you think is holding the reins for the succession committee?
Supposedly it's James Gorman from formerly of Morgan Stanley. Now is he executive chairman now?
Well, I mean,
I think so.
I think he's supposed to be board of directors. Let me go ahead and see about this.
Well, they're forming a succession committee, which I'll be joining, so I'll be able to.
Okay, well, maybe a little out of date.
Wow. Poof, the guy's gone.
Right. I thought he was the head of the board right now, and now the head of the succession committee, if I'm not mistaken, but I could be wrong there as well. We're going to have to be examining this very, very closely right here. It is very, very clear to me that they are positioning Josh in certain ways in order to put him in front of the entertainment apparatus, and not too dissimilar fashion that I believe David Zaslav was. Do you remember this culture when David Zaslav was announced as going to be the head guy of the new merger between Warner Brothers and Discovery, right? And it was like, well, he has no relationships in Hollywood, and then, well, he cultivated relationships before actually taking that position right there. So.
Yeah, but that argument was kind of specious at the time because he had been doing TV with Discovery for a long time.
Right.
So, no traditional cinematic relationships. Okay. But you're just splitting hairs there. The entertainment business is essentially all similar. You just have advertisements or promotions. It's just two sides of the same coin. Anyway, Jonas is back. And I will say that, James Gorman was the executive chairman as of the 2nd of January this year. Yep. So he's been in that position for a bit. So
very, very interesting.
Thanks for watching That Park Plays News. For more information, consider checking out www.thatparkplace.com. And don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and send this out on your favorite social media accounts.